Good evening. I'm Shirley from Candid 2020, Creating and Protecting Wealth. Thank you for your time this evening. We do appreciate it, and we look forward to sharing this very important topic with you, starting a conversation that we hope to continue. Please take a note of our numbers on the screen. Reach out to us. We'd love to continue the discussion once you've managed to understand and read through and look through our presentation that we're going to share with you this evening. I often ask my clients when I sit with them, why are you in business? And for each and every person, it's personal. It's very different. There's no one size fits all. It might have been to have some independence. It might have been to provide for my family. It might have been to change the world, to make the world a better place, leaving a legacy, making money. Whatever it is, understand that, enjoy it. But I would argue that we're in it to make money, and there's nothing wrong with that. However, in the blink of an eye, that could all change. And I want to ask you this evening, are you prepared? If you are, have you had the following 5 stakeholders sit around the table and work with you on your business plan and your projections? The first person, the business owner, yourself. Second, potentially a financier, a banker, somebody who's going to give you access to some capital when your business needs to grow and develop. That may be in the form of a property financing, vehicle financing, purchasing of assets, equipment, manufacturing, whatever that may be. An accountant, making sure that you stay above the law in terms of all of the accounting legislation and all of those requirements. An attorney, making sure that all your contracts are in place, your T's crossed, your I's dotted, and your financial advisor. Each one of those professionals has a role. Sure, they may be skilled and disciplined and overlap into some other areas. However, their focus and their attention is on their skill and their discipline. 5 heads sitting around a table listening to a plan are going to not only ensure that you're maximizing on the potential of each one of those professionals, but also to give them the opportunity of ensuring they understand very clearly what your goals and your aims and your ambitions are in terms of your business. Those meetings should be held regularly to ensure that everybody is on the same page. And as life changes and adapts, that they too can adapt and adjust and run the road together with you, the business owner. Together, they should all be helping you grow and protect your wealth, not only in your personal capacity, but in your business capacity too. And simply, if you answered no, you're not prepared, well, I'm sorry to say, but you're actually stuffed. I don't know how much nicer to put it. But I would argue that there is no time better than now to actually start the preparations. And in able to do this, I wanted to share with you a potential role-play scenario. Let's meet Jack. Jack is married to Corinne. They have 2 children, 10 and 14. Jack is a 3rd shareholder in his business. I could ask, how is he married, community of property, A and C, etc. But let's keep it simple. His business was growing and developing. He took a loan from the bank. He needed to sign surety. Whatever that reason was, that was to ensure that if there was a fault and a failure to pay on the business's side, that his personal estate would be liable and he would need to cover it. Sadly, that liability does not fall away when you pass away. The estate may very well be held liable to settle that liability on behalf of the business if the business is not in a position to provide an alternative surety. Contingent liability surety protection plan is a solution that could be put in place, having a policy funded by the business. I always say, if the business is prepared to take your signature in order for it to grow, they should be in a position to fund a policy to protect your estate in the event of your death. If that facility was worth plus minus R1 million, for as little as R500 a month, Jack could have had a policy owned by the company, paid by the company, the proceeds paid to the company, with assurance that those funds would be used to actually settle the liability in the event of his death. A simple solution, absolving his family and his business and his estate of needing to settle that liability. We know he's in a partnership. He has two partners, Peter and Paul. They have equal shares in the business. The business worth plus minus 5 million rand, giving them each a shareholding value of plus minus 1.6 million. Jack dies. Corin could very well be the new business partner for Peter and Paul. We all know a Corin, and I'm not sure Peter and Paul would actually want Corin as their business partner. And I'm not sure Corin actually would want to be in partnership with Peter and Paul in the event of her husband's death. They've agreed that the business was worth 5 million. They put in place policies to protect each other in the event of one of their deaths. Peter and Paul would own a policy on Jack. The proceeds of this policy would pay out to Peter and Paul. The underlying buy and sell agreement would ensure that those funds are going to be used to buy the shares from Corin, from the estate, giving Corin and her children the cash and the availability for them to move on in their life. In addition, Peter and Paul are in a position where they can continue with the business, unabated with a new shareholder. A very simple solution that can actually make life simple and easy for all involved. It's extremely important that these buy and sell agreements are maintained and kept up to date, the values updated on an annual basis at least, and making sure that they are structured correctly, not incurring additional taxes and costs in the estate unnecessarily. I want to look at potentially having a key person in the business. Peter and Paul had employed David. David was an engineer. Sadly, David too passed away. Peter and Paul are now going to need to incur incredible debt in the company in order to train a new person to take over David's role, potentially recruit that person to come into the business, potentially lose contracts in this time period. For a simple policy to be taken out by the company on this key person's behalf, those proceeds would be paid to the company, and the company could use those funds to continue business, find the necessary skills, upskill them, continue with projects on a contract basis, whatever the scenario may be. Extremely important for you to look within your business and establish, are there people that you rely on in order for that business to continue, and what would happen in the event of their death. Well, we've kept it simple. And it can be, if you're working with a certified financial planner, they will ask you several questions of your business, and they will assist you in putting in place a structure and a solution that is workable for all parties involved. And that is what we do as certified financial planners. And we at Discovery, listen to me, at Candid 2020 would love the opportunity to guide and assist you with that. At the end of the day, we are that professional, that trusted advisor that will get to know you and grow with you and your family and your business. We make sure that the taxations are correct. We make sure that there's sufficient liquidity in both the business and the estate. We make sure that your wills are up to date and that your wishes are going to be carried out according to your current circumstances. We do so much more. We love having these discussions with the stakeholders, encouraging you to share it with your family, not having surprises in the event of a sad situation occurring, making sure that everybody is aware of what plans are in place and what solutions can be implemented. We'd argue that your family and your friends, your business colleagues, simply cannot afford not to be having this conversation with us. And at this stage, we'd like to thank you for your time. Thank you for the opportunity to share this valuable piece of information. And we'd love to connect with you. Please take the QR code, follow us on social media, Instagram, Facebook, Candid 2020, here to guide and assist you creating and protecting wealth. Thank you.